What's going on, guys? Hope you're all doing great. So this Monday, we have a guaranteed event coming up for Gracchos Turndrake. Now, I want to go over his kit, let you guys know if I'm going to go for him or not. Before I do that, I do want to say I believe this is the way Plarium is going as far as guaranteed champions in the future. We had a call with Plarium a few days ago, me and several other content creators, and they acted like they were kind of moving away from the typical, 100, typical to us, 110 void shards, 130, 150 whatever's ancient shards, 20, 25 sacred shards, and boom, you get the legendary champion. They kind of acted like that wasn't ever intended to be like the norm moving forward, and they can mix it up whenever, essentially. So while you can't necessarily just start opening all your shards in expectation there will never be another guaranteed champion again, I would say if you start dipping below it, it's probably not a huge deal because they seemed like they kind of wanted to move away from that, and they're moving more towards, at least from what I see, they of course could change this as well, but they're more moving towards events like this. So this Monday, July 7th, we're having a Deck of Fate for Gracchos Turndrake. You've seen Deck of Fates before. You have the 40 cards, you flip them, boom, you get the whatever reward is going on. And this Deck of Fate is going to involve summoning souls from soulstones as well as getting artifacts and accessories. Now, at the current moment, we don't have any boosted rates for soulstones announced. That could change. We could have boosted rates going into the event. I believe immortal soulstones have not been boosted, and if Plarium was to boost immortals plus give us this soulstone event, that would be amazing. For me, I have a few eternal soulstones I could possibly be saving up. Matter of fact, I may, if Cursed City, if it's possible, there is a soulstone, an eternal soulstone right up here. We have a few days until this event starts. I may even just skip out on Amius. How many rooms would I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. No, 17, 18. So 18 rooms. Yeah, I could make it before Monday, right? So we have 8 today and then next day. So this would be an extra Eternal Soulstone if you have the champions to do it. This is a little bit, I think I'll be okay here. Either way, that is something that I'll probably be doing. You get 1,000 Eternal Soul Coins. If you can do that, consider doing that. But if you don't have the Soul Stones, there is a getting artifacts and accessories as well, which is, dungeon divers, dungeon tournaments. They typically lean more towards like dungeon tournament points versus dungeon diver, which is good because dungeon divers are pretty low points. But there's going to be 100 total fragments. I don't know if they've done it in the past where if you get to like 80 fragments, if you can purchase the other 20. If I find out, or if anybody knows in the comment section, maybe it's happened to you, let me know. But there's going to be 30 fragments under 3 epic cards, 40 fragments under 8 rare cards, and 30 fragments under 10 common cards. So basically, you're going to have to do everything if you want to finish it, unless you're willing to spend potentially if it's ever been a pack offer available. You guys let me know if you've had it happen to you before. I typically, if I'm going to go for it, I try to finish it out because I don't really want to risk it. With that said, the event's coming up here pretty soon. Obviously, we have the Titus Fusion going on. If this event starts Monday, what do we have is for the calendar? So Monday is going to be Ice Golem. It's going to last 96 hours. So we don't have it listed out here just yet, obviously. 96 hours is what? 4 days? Is that right? 4 days? No, 5 days, right? Let's see. 96 divided by 24. Yeah, 4 days. Okay, cool. 4 days. So we got 4 days. So it's going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I would assume, right? So Monday through Thursday is for the events going on. Monday through Thursday, we have Ice Golem there. We have a Corrosive Conquest, which is going to be involved in the fusion as well. So Monday, Thursday, we have Spider Tournament on Thursday starting. So you are going to be able to pick up some points from energy you spend. Now you got to be careful because Thursday, assuming it ends later at the end of the day, so technically like Friday morning, if we have boom, 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 then you will be able to do some Ice Golem. You'll be able to do some of the Corrosive tournament, and you'll be able to do some of the Spider tournament as well. Now, we also got a Summon Rush event, of course, next Monday or next Tuesday. If you're going to be going for the Fusion, you maybe miss an event, you have to go for this, which it's going to be busy. It'll be a very busy time. We also have the Champion Training event, which maybe you need that for, maybe you can run some solo champions in Spider. Probably no solo champions in Corrosive's dungeon, which is crazy. Very, very tough dungeon. Either way, we have some options to get some extra points down there, which is going to be pretty cool. So ultimately, guys, Gracchos Turndrake is coming up. Let's talk about his kit real fast. So he is a demon spawn champion. If your demon spawn's lacking in faction wars, maybe it's a good reason to go for him just off of that. But as for his kit, we're going to move past his A1. His A2 is what we're going to start with. AoE attack 2 times. Each hit ignores 25% defense against targets with less than 50% HP. The first hit has a chance of placing decreased defense on each enemy for 2 turns. The second hit has a chance of placing block buffs on each enemy for 2 turns. Each hit ignores 25% resistance against targets with less than 50% HP. So obviously he's doing more against champions with less than 50% HP. As for building for him for a damage dealer or not, he's an HP-based champion, so potentially a smaller pool of champions taking your HP-based gear, so maybe you can squeeze some damage out on him. His A3 ability places increased defense on all allies, also a block damage on all allies for 1 turn. This goes down to a 3-turn cooldown. Block damage is obviously awesome. You have champions like, let's go check out this champion real quick here. Let's see this. Demitha. Demitha places block damage as well on this skill. Her A3, 3-turn cooldown as well. So if you're working towards building a clan boss team and for some reason you don't have Demitha, she's a void epic. Maybe you don't have her. If you don't, well, maybe this guy could slot in. I don't know. I haven't speed tuned a team to that, but she has a 3-turn cooldown when fully booked. He also has a 3-turn cooldown when fully booked. Does not have any turn meter boosting effects in his kit as far as I'm aware, so he could be a good slot in. Though it would change the team quite a bit because she also does some cleanses and stuff as well, so you would have to adjust it, but he's a potential option. So he has this A3 ability, increased defense, block damage. Then his passive. This is why I'm going for him, and this is why I believe a lot of in-game players should go for him as well. Plarium has shown recently that percentage scaling your damage seems to be the meta as for pushing your overall damage. You have things like Arethi Coronet, things like Nature's Wrath, you have Graco's Turndrake, you have Ashnar's recent change, you have, I believe this is recent change, you have Feral, you have Glycad. All these champions are boosting damage by X%. You have 9-piece protection set. All this stuff stacks on top of each other, and then when you throw it into a team like a Trunda team, a Titus team, things like that, all of a sudden now you have a team that was doing 1 billion damage, and now it's doing 1 billion, I guess 100 million. What is 10% of 1 billion? I don't know. I guess it's 100 million, right? Yeah, it should be 100 million. So that's a significant difference. Now, granted, you're not going to be hitting for 1 billion damage, but if your Trunda does 1 billion damage over the course of a fight, well, she's essentially just added 100 million damage to that just from having him on the team. It gets even crazier when you start adding this plus Nature's Wrath plus a Arethi Coronet, all that kind of stuff to Trunda team specifically. I run a Trunda team. He should hopefully boost my damage, so I'm going to be going for him. Maybe he can't find a spot, who knows, but I got a feeling an extra 10% damage can definitely find a spot. Also, we have other damage boosting stuff in the game, such as, come over here to the Relic Index. I don't believe these are actually real. I've never seen one drop for me, but the wearer deals 10% more damage to bosses. This can, on the Scroll of the Unseen, slot in twice. This is not typically something you run with a Trunda team unless you have a Duchess, possibly, maybe even a Feral. It's a little bit clunky to run sometimes, especially at the lower levels because it scales. Actually, no, it scales slowly, just period, I guess. But the other thing, Arethi Coronet, can also use a circle slot. So let's come down here and find a Trunda real quick. Arethi Coronet. I don't have the circle slot, unfortunately. But if I did, I don't have the Boss Slayer Gemstone. If I did, I'd definitely be throwing that into here. But this one's also amazing. The wearer's damage increases about 1% per 100 of their total accuracy. Either way, percentage scaling is very, very important in the game. It's becoming more and more important the later you are in the game. The harder you're hitting, the more impact percentage scaling stuff will bring. And then, of course, is A1. Attacks one enemy, ignores 25% of the target's defense, heals all allies with less than 50% HP by 10% of this champion's max HP. He is a HP-based champion, so having that heal from the A1 is pretty sweet as well. Granted, it's if they're less than 50% HP, but it's all the allies. So if you're able to push them to 80,000 HP, that's an 8,000 heal on all allies, which is pretty significant. It's going to be most likely more than 10% of that champion he's healing's HP, considering he's HP based. You're going to push his HP high, and the other champions most likely are not. Either way, a nice little A1 there, especially if you're running ally attack teams. It could save you in some runs. Possibly have some spot in Chimera. As for his reviews, you can see Chimera 4.2. Where is Hydra 4.5? Makes sense. Other areas, maybe not as popular. But decreased defense and block buffs, Ugo does bring this, but if you want a little bit of extra damage, maybe he's worth bringing. Of course, Ugo also brings some cleanse, quite a bit different kits, and for him, you do have to be careful. Block damage could be stolen and spread by the Head of Mischief, and then your run's kind of messed up. You need a strip champion to get rid of that, but ultimately, this is the champion that's coming up, guys. I'm going to go for it. I'll do a calculation on how much energy you would need to spend versus how many soul stones you need to pull, and if the Deck of Fate is worth it for most players or not. I will do that. I do plan to go for him, so unless the points come out quite crazy, I will be having Graco's Turndrake sometime middle of next week. But guys, let me know what you think about this. Let me know if you're going to be going for this champion or if you're just going to skip out on him. Either way, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.